So the orientation on this is interesting. So we shall see how this all works out. I'm gonna be making some comics, y'all. I really want to be able to see the comments, so if there is any. Hey, Dee Dee. I need to start throwing out pens that I'm not using in here because it gets crowded in pencils. This is the one I need. This I don't need in there. I don't know about these. Good morning. Never hurts to have a Sharpie, I guess. These I need. This one I don't think works anymore. I probably should take this one out. I'll just test it. It's got a little ink left in it. I guess most of this stuff is stuff I'll use. This one probably not. This one probably not. This, everything else I need. So I guess it wasn't so bad. I saw you were practicing some calligraphy too. Oh yeah, Dee Dee, I just started, and I want to learn it so bad, but I'm like learning so many things at the same time and trying to do way more than I should, but I really want to incorporate that into my art, so I'm going to try to fit in a little bit of time every day. I haven't gotten that routine started yet, but I really like the illustrative type of approach, putting words with pictures, and I really would like to incorporate that into my comics and everything. So yeah, really love it. And not so much for, I'm not trying to like do up wedding invitations or anything. That's not really what I'm interested in. Oh, I also really want to use the calligraphy, different kind of pens, the fountain pens, the different nibs and all that kind of stuff. I want to try to start using those as drawing, inking tools, and just get really experimental with it. So I have a few like small project type things that I plan on implementing those techniques on purpose to play around with it so I can kind of find my way. See if I can come up with something interesting. New uses for it. So today is actually a good way, probably a good day to stream because I'm just drawing windows at the moment. I also have to design, alright, there's going to be like a character right here who's like, it's only for this little top blurb, but there's going to be a little character right here, like just some random character who's kind of narrating but only just in this top part, and say, kind of introducing the story. So I have to either design this character or possibly use one of the monster characters from the book. So I don't know, we'll see how that works. So that's one other thing I'm kind of looking at possibly doing today if I have time. Doo-doo-doo. So, just drawing some happy little windows. doing my um, doing my Bob Ross situation. My wife and I were hanging out one night recently, and they just put all the Bob Ross videos up on Netflix, and we were like hanging out, and we just like popped it on for a little bit. We're like, oh, Bob Ross, and oh my gosh, like it was like it kind of takes you back to a different time, like for me when I was a kid and stuff is when that was going on, and but it also takes you back to a different time because he seems like he's kind of right out of the hippie era, um, in his own kind of way, and his voice is just like when you hear him talking, it sounds like it's just gold dripping into your ears. Like, I don't know if it's the way they have it EQ'd and mic'd up or if his voice is just like that, but it's just like, I don't know, like the most kind of comforting, chilled out, strong, confident, yet super gentle voice you could ever hear. It's crazy. I wonder if he ever ended up doing any kind of voiceovers or anything because, or what else he did other than that show, because if he didn't, his voice could have been probably used for so many different things. I think that's probably a big part of his appeal, plus just kind of obviously his simplistic approach that made it easy probably for anybody to kind of approach making art. um, he broke down the barriers. He made it so that anybody could approach it. It was inclusive. It wasn't like too artsy fartsy. It was art for every man, I guess, or woman. So your 12-story building looking good. Thank you. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Mr. Chris McQuinlan. It's probably late night or something for you. It's early morning for me. Chilling out. It's actually nice out this morning. It's been super hot lately and muggy, and it's like nice and cool. I don't know if it's because I'm kind of near the beach area or if this is just we're having a nice cool period finally after all this heat. But I am quite enjoying it. So yeah, I'm just drawing my happy little windows, as I said. One thing that's kind of weird is I'm not sure, like people render bricks differently. Some people just ignore them. I do want this to be a brick building, but I'm certainly not going to draw all the bricks. And obviously you don't have to. You just need to imply bricks, and even when you look at like a building, you don't see all the bricks, because they're just so small. It's only when you kind of get close to it that you start to see the bricks and stuff. And then if you were to look all the way up to the top, it would just look like color for the most part. I know because I've been observing them. Because I'm trying to draw this stupid building. But So, but the trick is like, where do I, like, I almost feel like this is almost enough to imply bricks just right there, but I think I want to do more. Like, I want to have it go up this side too a little bit and maybe do a little indication of bricks inside. So, I got to do that. I'm not the type of person who really enjoys, or I should say, I haven't been the type of person who really enjoys doing all the little meticulous details in drawings. Doing a live streaming session, though, is a great way to do it. Because then I get to kind of talk and, I don't know, do a little more than just, you know, sit here and think about windows. But, but I love when I see it done. I love seeing people's artwork when they do take the time to really make really nice backgrounds, or put a lot of detail. I don't mean like detail for the sake of detail, but really nice illustrative detail that does, move the piece in a way, make the piece look really cool. Um, so I love when I see it and I'm inspired by it, but when I sit down to try to do it, I'm more like, rush, 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 let's get this thing done and move on to the next thing. And I want to be like that, but I also want to have the detail in my art. So I have I have to learn a little bit of a different mode. I have to learn how to get into that slow down, do some detail mode, and then go back into the rush rush type stuff when it's time to do that. Really glad I'm getting this comic work for the day done early, because we're gonna have somewhat of a busy day. I'm visiting at my in-laws, and then tonight I can focus. When it's close to bedtime, I can focus on just getting this video put together and edited and uploaded, because not the live stream, but I am going to try to see if I can download the live stream and kind of do a time lapse. But also, like, my 100 days of comics video today is going to be more like a vloggy thing, because I'm out and about and I'm not going to be, there'll actually be some interesting things, hopefully, and stuff. Alright, let's see. 10 p.m. here. What's up, Moses? 10 p.m. Yeah, so I figured it's like, so let's see, 8, almost 8 now here, a.m. This page is looking so good. Thanks, man. Yep, you can get a lot done in a stream. True. Tell Lindsay I said hi. I will, Dee. Thank you. She's asleep right now. She wasn't able to sleep very well last night, so I hope she can get up and hang out with us. She has a really difficult time, like, with her sleep schedule. Sometimes she'll sleep easily and get up, and sometimes she can't sleep and then she sleeps all day. Sometimes she stays up for like 3 days and doesn't go to sleep, and sometimes she sleeps for 3 days and doesn't wake up. It has to do with her pain and sometimes depression and stuff that comes in. So it can be hard to schedule anything, really, and it's really hard for her, and I hate that she has to go through that all the time. But we're finding some methods that are helping her to get to sleep on a normal schedule lately, but I guess apparently it didn't work too great last night. We'll see. Hopefully she'll be able to get up, because we're visiting with the fams. Also, like, when drawing these things, I'm trying my best to learn to just draw mostly contour and not like get into all this cross-hatching stuff. That's the kind of detail I want to avoid. because excuse me, um, because I can do all that in the coloring. And even though I love detailed stuff like that, like old stuff with that Todd McFarlane did, all the like 90s people, Jim Lee and all that, that's what I grew up on. Even though I love all that cross-hatching stuff, and sometimes I will do that just because it's fun, it takes way too long, and I'm not that good at it, you know. Um, so um, I want to avoid that. Like even the shading in the windows, like I don't know if that's going too far because it's probably going to be done with color. I don't know if I'm going to do. I might do that with ink, but it's only a little. I don't want to go too far. Also, there's so much stuff to consider, like the windows. Like, do I want to like really get into doing like reflections in the windows? If I do, what is it reflecting? Because to be honest, I don't even know what's on the other side of the street. Probably buildings. Um, you know, I mean, you can kind of fake the reflection with just kind of shadowy type of things. So I guess I might do something like that. And also, I want to make this is supposed to be the opening to basically like a creature feature type of story. So, I want this to be super moody. And some of that stuff you just can't convey until you get to the color stage sometimes. Unless, I mean, you can, but then you're going to have to get into some, maybe a little more detail. Or also with the inking, I could just do a lot more stark blacks, and stuff. Try to do that a little bit. I'm also going to try to indicate that it's like a stormy, cloudy, overcast type of morning. Maybe not stormy. I don't know if it's going to be raining yet, but kind of like today. But I don't know exactly how to do that. Like I'm looking at the sky right now, and there's not a lot of texture. It's overcast, but it's like more the color of gray, you know, and not a lot of texture. So it's kind of hard to know how to indicate. Maybe that's another thing with color I'll end up doing. All right, let's see. What's up, Moses? Do. It's looking fantastic. Thank you. Moses, I think we're finally gonna meet at some point soon. Because of our mutual friend. That'll be cool. I look forward to it. Do. Alright, so at some point, and I think at the next level here, I'm going to stop drawing the windowsill, and it's just going to be looking like boxes. Those kind of details fall away as the distance goes further and further up. So that's one thing to think about. Also, like, should I make the shades be doing different things in the windows? I probably will. I'll probably play with levels, like make this one kind of come to here, and then this one like maybe goes here, type of thing. So shades are down in different levels in the windows. But I was looking at reference in this book, The Building by Will Eisner, and he kind of just keeps it the same for most of the part. Like he just has all the shades in almost the same place, almost everywhere, with maybe a few different variations, but not much. Like I even wonder why he put any variations at some points, because there's so little, it doesn't even almost matter. But I don't know, it's the subtle things that sometimes make illustrations help illustrations along. So we'll see. But I guess part of it too is you don't want all these little different shade levels to be a distraction to the story, because it's really not important. It might not be important. I don't know. I'm also, one thing I keep forgetting is there's going to be like word balloons like in a couple spots here probably. So some windows I'm kind of drawing in vain. And I probably should map that out. It'll make me have to draw less stuff, but I'm really kind of going by the seat of my pants with some of this stuff. I kind of jumped into this page before I was maybe ready, but I don't care. It's just how I work, and I'll probably do it wrong and pay for it and change later, because I probably shouldn't do it that way. And it's going to be harder for me because of it. So, live and learn. That's kind of what this whole project is about. It's about just kind of experimenting and learning, how to write stories, how to draw comics, illustrate stories. I've done it before, but not much. I'm still, even though I feel like I've been a comic artist my whole life, I've only made 3 mini comics really when it comes down to it, outside of some random pages when I was a kid of non-stories. So, this is really, that's why I did this 12 stories thing, because it's like, okay, this is a way for me to really practice a whole bunch of 12 different stories and try different styles out, and try different methods of writing and whatever, just experiment all around. So that's what it's about, right? The master, right? Exactly. What's up, Shane? Thanks for stopping in. Everybody, thank you for stopping in, hanging out with me while I do my little Bob Ross impression. John, happy little windows. That's what I should have titled this, Happy Little Windows. Maybe that'll be the my 100 days video title for this, because this is just a little live stream. Hopefully I can record this off of Facebook. If not, that's fine. Take a sip of coffee. Sorry, I just woke up, so there's throat clearing and such that has to be done. I guess. I don't know why that happens. I guess it just doesn't always happen, but depends on where you are. Allergies, I guess. I don't know. I barely have allergies. I don't get them bad like some people do. I almost don't even know that that's what's going on half the time, because it's so mild. So that's cool. But I don't have to deal with that. Yeah, I feel bad for like people who do though. Like Kenny Keene, he's doing the hundreds right now, the 100 days of making comics, like myself, and he's really trucking along, doing his comic. What's it called? Slayer. It's pretty cool, and he's been dealing with allergies. Like when I guess he like mowed his I want to say his father's lawn or something like that, and it takes like 4 hours to do, I guess he's saying, and like he must have like a super huge lawn, and he said all the stuff that kicks up from that, he was like suffering from allergies like bad, like he had to go to the doctor, get medicine, and like you could see it in the videos, like his face was like all puffed up, and he's just, yeah, it looked rough, and I'm like, wow, I'm really glad I haven't had to deal with allergies like that. No fun. No fun. Cheers. You are doing well at drawing and talking at the same time, Marshall. Thank you. Well, I don't always do so well. I do agree, like, for some reason it's working out today, and I think it's just because I'm, literally drawing formulaic little, windows. Maybe if I start getting into designing something or even drawing the human body or something, it might be a little different. But I thank you. It's a good skill to get going when you're somebody like me or you who likes to do videos and stuff and draw at the same time, for sure. I'm like so addicted to making videos. I love making videos. If I could do it, like, drop 2 or 3 videos a day, I'd be like loving it, because I don't know, it's just something that's fun. Like, I like it. Even editing videos, it's just I don't have time. I wish I had the time, but I even like, the process of putting a video together in a creative way, which I almost never do. But I love that whole process, and I think it's fun. And like I said, I could put out 3 videos a day, and I think that would be a fun thing to do. But obviously, time does not afford that. Doo-doo-doo. Man, I can't tell you guys how good it feels out here right now. It's overcast, it's not sunny, but it's like fine because it's comfortable enough to sit out here. It's nice and cool. And I mean, just because this whole last week I've been working, in the heat, in the, as probably many of you have been, it seems like all around the country it's been hot. I've been working on the railroad. No, but my job requires me to pretty much be in the heat a lot, even though I did do a lot of driving, so I did have air conditioning, but sometimes that's even worse. Because you're in the cold, then in the heat, then in the cold, then in the heat, and that can mess with your system as well. But, man, I've been sweating more than I ever sweat lately. And it's that uncomfortable, humid heat, There's definitely something to be said for New England humidity in the summer that, apparently doesn't happen in some other places, like, I don't know, maybe San Francisco, I don't know, somewhere LA, maybe some places in California I've heard. The heat is more dry. Arizona probably, which I've been in Arizona, but I mean, heat is heat. It was pretty rough in Arizona when I was there, too. And I don't know, I was too focused on doing what I was supposed to do, because I was in military training at that point. So, like, I didn't really, like, take time to think about, like, well, Connecticut heat is humid and worse, or whatever. It was just hot. um, so, I don't know. I don't mind heat, but working in it, doing something you don't like, it can just make it even more miserable. So, like I said, I'm just really, really feeling this nice, cool morning today. And hopefully it doesn't rain too much or anything, because supposedly we're supposed to see some fireworks tonight. But if it rains, obviously it's not going to happen. Oh yeah, I love watching everybody's videos and streams, yours included. Great way to start the day. Yep, absolutely. Yep, got up, did a little vlog, like just a tiny little vlog thing, like that I'll put into a full video later. Did my little prayer and scripture reading devotion, and then got to this video. It's a wonderful way to start the day. I wish all days I could start that way, But, I mean, I do kind of start all days, at least with the devotion stuff, but, it's not in a nice setting, and, it's sometimes rushed, and, art is usually doesn't happen early in the morning. Although I was thinking today it would be really nice if I could get into the routine of doing my comic work in the morning, because I end up stressing out, and then I end up doing it at night when I'm so tired that I just kind of, a lot of times I end up phoning something in and barely making good progress because I'm like starting to fall asleep and while I'm trying to draw, and um, in the morning I feel tired as well, but I don't know, if I can get my butt out of bed a little early, I think I might be able to do a little bit better work. I mean, the best thing would be for me to do it just during the day, but it's really hard to fit it in during the day sometimes. Sometimes I can do it during lunch, which is kind of, I guess, somewhat ideal, but I guess it's hard at any time, but, I don't know. If I, like, worked from home or something, I could more easily get into, creative mode, I think. Which is, something is kind of a goal for me, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. I'll see what God has planned for me. I'm happy to work my day job, and if something comes of all this creativity stuff, I'm certainly happy to do that. That'd be definitely something I'd much rather do if I had the choice. Love comics, yeah, man. So do I. Draw your demos? I'm not sure what you're saying there, Dee Dee. Draw your devotional times? Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought to do that. Although I do want to do some art reflecting my faith a little more sometimes too, because it's a big part of my life. This is great motivation for me right now to get to a project I've been putting off for some time. Yeah, man, I definitely can't wait to see some art from you. Michael and I have talked about that a lot, and hopefully you'll be able to hang out with us when we do our our comic or group days or whatever. Comics rock. Do 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 do. Yeah, that would be really interesting to. The thing is with the devotionals, um, I'd want to do something a little bit separate from my regular one because, the devotional time is, it's like time that I'm spending with God, and like time that, I don't want to be like dividing my time with God with other things, but I'm sure there is a way that I can kind of do that, my personal devotions, and then, then maybe do some kind of either video. Well, I guess I can do it personally, and it's not like, I guess you're probably not saying publishing. So, yeah, maybe somebody else told me like maybe I could pray while I'm drawing, and I thought that was a really cool idea, but every time I think of it, I'm not sure how that would work. But I could try to do, I mean, I could do that anyways, just in life, when I'm drawing, I could pray at times. But to make that into like kind of a devotional time too, like specifically, it's really interesting to think about. And maybe I could do something like that. Hey, look, I did all the windows. That was the last window. Woohoo! So now I guess I'll draw bricks. Some of this, I think I messed up on some of the perspective here in this bottom part, like, because I think I don't know where my horizon line is. I think my horizon line is literally the bottom of the building, which is kind of weird. That actually doesn't work, I don't think. So like this section here and this section and this section, some of the perspective is messed up. It's something I didn't really plan out. I really was just focused on this thing. And to be honest, I'm trying to think like what kind of perspective is this? Like it's not 1-point perspective, is it? Like it's 2-point perspective, I think. But it's going vertical, which is different. I don't think it's 3-point perspective. Because it's like it's going straight back, which that would be 1-point perspective, but it also is going up. And usually it's like that would be 3-point perspective, like, but it would look a little different. It would be like this is the corner of the building, and if the building's just going straight up, then that's just 2-point perspective. But if the building is kind of tilting up and you're seeing it from like an ant's eye view like this is, then now you got, this vanishing point, this vanishing point, this vanishing point. So that's 3-point perspective. But with but you see that with the corner. But with this, I think this is 2-point perspective, a very weird version of 2-point perspective. So I have to figure out what I'm doing here at the bottom and maybe fix some of that. And that's something that I might not be able to do while I'm talking, because you gotta think. But I guess if I talk it out, I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do right now, because I do feel like I'm going to continue streaming and stuff. But I am kind of thinking of it out loud. I know that I kind of I did kind of work out the perspective here a little bit so I could make these little lines. Oh, you're not seeing what I'm doing. I did work out the perspective here a little bit so I could make these little lines correct. So that means that those lines, where are those lines even going though? Like, I guess they're going, if I draw them to completion, they're going to about right there. I guess when you get to, like, perspective, one thing I've learned is that perspective, it's not, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. In illustration. So, which is cool, but you just have to, the whole point of understanding perspective is to bring some believability to your piece. Make it look like it's set in reality. And also, you can create some pretty dynamic effects like I'm doing here. That's kind of why I made it like super, you know, ant view or foot view or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I think I think here the horizon line is probably somewhere back here, like maybe right there. And this line is going here. So it makes sense that once it gets closer to the bottom, it's less looking up and it's more looking straight at. So it makes sense that some of these boxes are going up here. Oh, so if I were to do it that way, then these boxes, this edge is wrong. Okay, that's a big part of what I'm doing wrong. So this should be going more like this. That makes more sense. And I did do it right here. For some reason I didn't do it right here. Okay. And I need to straighten that out a little bit still too. Okay. Alright, that makes more sense. And then these lines probably should be going up a little bit. I'm going to have to just kind of figure that out a little bit, but you can kind of flub it a little bit. Cool. So I figured that out. Now I think I'm going to try to, like I was saying before, I need a little character for here. So I think I'm going to try to mess around with that a little bit. See if anybody... Mike, what's up, dude? Moses and Mike. Tricky work, yeah. Jan, how you doing, man? I think God knows you are an artist. Absolutely. That's one thing I love about faith is, I was thinking about that the other day, is that, you know, it causes, my relationship with God causes me to change a lot, but it also causes me to be more myself, which I think is really cool. Love comic art, even though I don't do comics, but I appreciate it. It's really cool, like Dee Dee, that you've come and hung out. Sorry for the shaking. Hung out with a lot of us who are mostly comic artists, and I've learned a lot by like watching your videos, because you have all these different techniques that comic artists and crafty things that comic artists don't even mess with too much, and kind of like I don't know if I've ever seen you do calligraphy, but I imagine maybe you have dabbled in that. But kind of like the calligraphy thing, that's not something you ever hear comic artists really talk about too much. But I've just been enthralled by videos and art I've seen online, to the point where I'm like, this could be and they're using inking tools. So I'm like, this could be something I can incorporate into my comics and in my other art as well. So it's fun to play around with stuff that's like not your typical approach and stuff. Very nice, brother. Nice to see you drawing some architecture. Can't wait for this one. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's I was talking to them earlier about like details, like I was doing these bricks and stuff, and that's one thing I love about your art, which I've told you many times, is that you're into doing backgrounds and details and stuff like that. And I'm learning now how to do that. Like, and I love Mike Woolley's stuff. He's always got a lot of cool backgrounds and details, and just plenty of other people. And I always admire it, but I have a hard time sitting down and making myself do it. But I do want that in my art too, so I'm trying to learn how to kind of flip back and forth from going super quick and efficient to, slowing down for a little bit and working on some details. checking up on me. Thanks, Jan. I need people to check up on me. You guys rock. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I should say Dee Dee, not man. I used to do calligraphy back in the 80s. Oh, okay. Cool. Any tips? I guess I'm focusing on like kind of script writing, like the simple stuff like kind of that you learn in high school, but like stylized a little bit. I think that's a good starting point because there's so many different, you know, styles to go with, and I just want to learn some basics first, you know. Um, so, that seems to be the most logical way to kind of start. Um, and obviously, the biggest, piece of advice, I'm sure, is, you just gotta spend time practicing, which is the kind of the hard part, kind of the unfun part, just sitting there writing letters till you're blue in the face, but that's what you gotta do. And I plan on doing that. I have this whole book here. I'm just gonna try to fill up this book, like they say with art, fill up sketchbooks. Well, I got this calligraphy book. I showed this in a video recently, but there's like these ruling things or whatever, and they have it in italics too. And then, the paper's kind of see-through, so you write in there. So I just got all this paper. It's like different colors. I don't care really about the colors. This is literally just going to be all practice. I'm going to try to fill up this book, and hopefully by the end of that, I'll at least be, a little bit, to the point where I can, use it for things, for projects and such. I think with these bricks, I am going to just kind of keep it to this level. Maybe I'll go up a little bit more indicating, and then I'll put a few like in here showing that they're going a little smaller. But I think I'm going to do like a little kind of swoop right here type of thing. Because like I said, I don't want to draw too many bricks. I just want to indicate the texture of it and stuff. Requires patience, but it can be zen-like. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm finding today. And it's good to do it while you're doing a live broadcast too, because you could talk while, like, that's what I did with these windows. It's like, oh well, I don't. It's not like super fun drawing windows, but I just got it done while I was chatting with you guys, and it was fun. I love losing myself in the minute that most people won't even notice. In the minute, maybe myself in the minutia. Oh, okay. I read that wrong. Yeah, and I get that too. It's just I've had so much limited time that it's, I often don't take the time to do that. But maybe that's the place where, as Dee Dee said, I could kind of do devotional type of stuff while I'm doing this kind of art. It's like, oh, I got a big page of, you know, super detailed background that I have to do. That'll be something I can do and pray or something, and do kind of like a little devotional time. That might be cool. It's a good idea. I am reading a biography on Eisner. Oh, cool. Sweet. Adrian, what's up, man? Another person who's into hand lettering. Aristidis. I don't know how to say your name, dude. I know who you are, though. How you doing, man? You're another one who's from Australia, right? Am I right? If I might be thinking of a different person, I'm not sure, but I think you're the dude from Australia who used to do breakdancing. Maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe you still do breakdancing. No reason why that needed to stop. Well, it's kind of like it's a sport, basically. And, as you get older, it might be a little harder and difficult to do such things. Do, 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 do. And here, like, it's so tempting to, like, get down on myself with, like, doing bricks and stuff and be like, you gotta do it right, it's gotta be correct, and screw that. There's no way I'm gonna be trying to draw bricks super correctly. I'm going for the texture, and, if Eisner can do it that way, then I can do it that way. If it's okay for him, it's certainly okay for me. Maybe not. Maybe he's a master, and well, he is a master, and he has the license to do such things. But I'm an American, and I have the license to do whatever the heck I want. Oh, it's horrible. I'm just joking. I got the freedom, America. Do 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 do. Oh, there's the kitty. Phoebe dees. The one that only comes out when nobody's around. There's a pane of glass window in between us, so I can't hurt him, I guess, is probably his cat psychology going on. He's so pretty. I could swerve the camera, but looks like, or she, I should say, is left. Well, she's still there, but you can only see her butt. If she was still there, I'd swerve the camera a little bit so you could see. She's really pretty. White cat with one green eye, one blue eye, super clear eyes, and really pretty. Auntie Ben, how you doing? Steven, what's up? Spiritual Life by Bob Andelman. Cool. Sounds interesting. Drawing rituals are a good thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never really, I haven't spent much time thinking about that type of thing, except for that drawing can be meditative. You're awesome, brother. Love your style and way of doing things. Thank you. I don't know if you're talking to me or Moses or someone else, but if you're talking to me, thanks. It covers his whole life. I'm up to 1970s. Oh, wow, that sounds like an awesome book. Hey, Auntie Ben. Cats are the best. I know, right? I definitely used to not be a cat person. I mean, I didn't hate cats or anything. We had a couple growing up, but it was like, I was indifferent, really. But my wife is a big cat person. And her love of cats has, I guess, infected me. And I guess the internet's love of cats has caused me to become even more of a cat enthusiast, I suppose. So cats are fun. I like them. They're all jerks, every last one of them. Drawing bricks. I was gonna draw this character here, but got into drawing bricks. I guess that's what you do when you do a live stream. You draw boring things like bricks. Certainly wouldn't want to be drawing them by myself. Never draw bricks by yourself. It's dangerous. Could cause um, severe depression and anxiety, and it can make you think that life is not worth living. Do not draw bricks without a companion, or many companions. That's my advice. Or draw bricks as a form of meditation. In fact, fill up a sketchbook with bricks. How about that? One thing you don't want to do is drink and draw bricks, because you think I'm getting the bricks wrong? Watch what happens when you drink and draw bricks. Seriously. Do do do. Happy little bricks. I should put on some Pink Floyd or something. Bricks and walls. Or brick house. Do 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 do. Oh, Jan's gone. Sorry, dude. Or thanks for stopping in, I should say. Hope you post a picture later on so I can see how far you got today. Absolutely, I will be, and I'll be doing a video. This is hopefully might be part of the video. We'll see. Laugh my ass off. I love drawing bricks. That's funny. Explains a lot. That's gonna be the theme of our next drink and draw. It's been decided. Yep. Drawing bricks and eating burgers. Can you upload these streams to YouTube, Marshall? If so, don't play music. That's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to upload this or download it from Facebook, then upload it to YouTube. I'm not sure if I can yet. I think I might be able to. I know you can download videos from Facebook. I don't know if that includes live streams or not. But when you say don't play music, so you're saying don't speak, like play the audio? Because I was thinking that what I'm gonna do, if I can, is because you're right, like the audio is kind of fun today, so it's not always, so but what I could do, what I would like to do for this one is I want to upload this video as is, and also put it in my vlog today, sped up with maybe some music or something. So I'll have both versions. That way, people can enjoy the conversation if they so choose. That's the plan, I guess. Bricks. So, I don't know. I guess it's hard to probably explain it in text, but I was gonna ask Mike, what's your technique for drawing bricks or things like this? Because I get into a point where it's like I can get really caught up in the details and really frustrated, and I don't know, and I get lazy, and I don't, like right now, like I'm kind of drawing the bricks, but I'm not being super perfectionist with it, because I know if I do, it'll frustrate me to no end. So I don't know, like, and I know you've struggled with that, because I remember the Eon Flux picture and us talking about it, and how like you wanted everything to be perfectly symmetrical, and that's what I don't want to get into that trap, because I know I can. And like to me that picture looks super sick and awesome. But you saw maybe a little imperfection in it and got frustrated, and I'm like afraid of that almost. But you're not afraid. You go into it fearlessly, I guess, and then you work it out. So, I want to get to that point where I can really have some fun with detail and not get too hung up. And now I have to I want to place a few bricks in here somewhere. Maybe I should circle off a couple sections, like maybe just right here, and right here, and then that'll be it, just to indicate some texture going up. Because like I said before, you might not have seen it if it's a lot of people, there's more people in now. I've been observing, brick buildings and stuff because I have to draw them, and you don't really see the detail once, it gets into a decent distance. You just see pretty much color. It's only close up that you see the details, so. See, like you, Mike, maybe, I mean, seeing some of your work, I could totally see you drawing every brick in this building, and that I cannot do. I do not want to do that. I don't know. You might not do that. You might do the indication thing too. Um, but I do not. That's like might be my personal hell. Although I would love to see somebody who does it. I see these people with their detailed drawings, like what's that guy's name? Jeff Darrow, and I love it, but I, I cringe at the thought of doing that. Sort of. I make it a point not to be perfect most times. Just let the lines fall as they may. That one I got silly with. Cool. Awesome. Do not make that the theme for my first. Oh, so you're gonna be there? That'd be. I can't wait then, man, to meet you. If we don't meet sooner, because I know me and Mike might be hanging out even sooner, possibly. We shall see. If you played Pink Floyd, for example, that is copyright, and you couldn't put it in you. Well, actually, I could because I don't monetize my videos because I can't, unfortunately, because they kind of locked me out of that. But so I actually could probably put it, but that's a really obviously well-known song, so maybe they would kick it out. I like just putting them in chunks, leaving spots with none at all. Cool, cool. Auntie Ben says, I like the suggestion of bricks. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I could, but it doesn't always look best that way. Absolutely. Or the mention as opposed to the explanation of bricks. Yeah, that's a good way of thinking of it. Almost like speech. Alright, so I gotta remember too, like here, I didn't start making the bricks smaller. I do have to kind of make the bricks smaller in this part. So I'm gonna do that. And then when I go up here a little bit, I gotta just literally be doing some small textural type of stuff. Do-do-do. Do-do. There we go. Happy little bricks, happy little bricks. Maybe one more right there. And that'll be good, I think, for that side. And I'll do a little more adjusting when I go into the inking stage. My final pencils aren't always very final. Should probably put some texture in, concrete texture. I don't know how to do it. I'm kind of, if I do, it'll just be kind of almost copying what I saw Will Eisner do. Because, hey, what do they say? Something about artists are supposed to steal or something. It's just texture. Come on. So he just kind of put some pock marks, which is pretty much what I'd do anyways. I don't know. I'll probably look into that before I ink it. And I'm just kind of indicating some texture right now so that I remember to put it in when it's time. I haven't even really determined a light source. It's kind of a weird light source because I guess it's just coming from the sky, but the sky is overcast, so it's going to be like it's not going to be a sharp light source. So much things, you know, when you're not making an illustration, or you're not somebody who does illustration, you don't think about that, but there's so much to think about. You know, you got to think about you can't just sit here and draw a building. You got to think about how does the perspective work. You got to think about where the light's coming from. Is there more than one light going on? Texture. There's so much you got to think about. It's crazy, and you're probably not going to get it all right. All right, so let's draw some bricks, some more bricks. And you know, really just kind of drawing the bottoms of some of these bricks, or the sides, you know, because that's all you're going to see, because you know, as it goes up, you don't see the details, and also the shadow, if it's hitting from the top, you know, sometimes wherever the light is hitting, that'll hide that edge, you know. In real life, there is no lines, you know. Lines are just a way to for artists to kind of create the illusion of form. So, but really in real life, there's no lines, you know. There's just shapes, and often the way light hits stuff, you lose. You know, if you were to really draw it the way you see it, you're actually not going to see the edge of certain things. It just disappears in the light. Oh, there's Phoebe. Maybe you guys can see. You can barely see, but there's Phoebe. Phoebe DBDs. That's what we call her. Alright, so I'm kind of drawing the bricks out more than maybe they will be finished, just because for placement, I guess. But I don't want to get too caught up in that, because this is the part where it's just supposed to be texture. I probably won't put all those lines in. And then, especially in old brick buildings, like, you know, it's weird. Like some brick buildings, it was laid more precise, and other brick buildings, like, some bricks pop out more than others, which maybe that's not as good craftsmanship, or maybe it's some kind of deterioration effect from, you know, time. But you know, the ones that do, if it's bad craftsmanship, I kind of like it anyways, because you know, it's more character. Especially for an artist, it's that kind of stuff is fun. Adds a little character to your environment. Pita, what's up, dude? I was gonna message you to see if you wanted to do the mutual stream thing, but I wasn't sure how long. You know, I have to, at some point, I'll have to just stop, because I'm at family's house, um, so I didn't know when that was going to be. And we steal from only the best. If doing comics, less is more. Illustration, more seems to work since focus is on a single image. True that. We are thieves. Nothing wrong with that. I watched him put 6 hours into structure once. Mike is truly incredible. I'm digging his page work. Oh, this page work. Thanks, man. Yeah, Mike is awesome. He's more awesome than he realizes. I hate rulers because once I start, I tend to use one for the whole piece. Yeah, um, that's one thing in the SVS classes of perspective that I kind of learned is, once you understand the concepts of perspective, then most illustrators actually they don't they certainly don't start with rulers. Um, but they say you should kind of approach it more in a design way, and then and even when you're doing your full perspective, you don't necessarily even have to use rulers. Um, but where I had to, because I'm learning and I'm figuring it out still right now. It's still very much in that learning stage. Um, and this one was particularly tough for me to figure out because I needed to get 12 levels in because the story is called 12 stories, and I have to get 12. So I didn't know how to divide a square up into thirds, and so I really had to go in with the rulers and figure it out, and finally I did, thankfully. And but even with that, I'm only doing the ruler stuff in blue lines, and even with this pencils, I'm just freehanding all of it. No more rulers after the blue stage. And then when I go in ink, I'm not using any rulers, and that's where the character hopefully comes through, and the life comes through, hopefully. So, and now that I'm realizing that my horizon line is here, which I didn't before, I might need to change the texture of these little bushes, because I was thinking of it as looking up, but actually all these leaves in perspective should be more on the down, because the horizon line is up here. So anything, I don't have to like sit here and try to draw a line so I get every leaf in perspective or whatever. But I have to know in general that all the lines below here will have more of a curve down than a curve up. So that's the kind of thing with perspective that, you just kind of need to know the concept, and then, you can kind of work from that, and you don't have to be perfect. So I kind of have to change that a little. It's also hard to stagger detail in a way that's interesting. It's easy to kind of get formulaic with it, and then it takes all the life out of it. It doesn't look good. So, I'm learning all that stuff, trying to get there. It's fun, though, to learn. I don't know. See, now those bushes don't quite look right, but I'll figure that out later. Alright, let me see if I can catch up here. Thanks about the bricks. No two are the same, yeah. especially if you do stucco style. True that. Nice flow and playful pencil motion. Thank you. Matt, what's up? How you doing? Peter, I was thinking of going live later today. I can try to set up and go soon. I'll give it a go. Cool. Brianna, how you doing? You've been on some adventures, Brianna. I've been seeing your videos. You look happy and on adventures. It's really nice to see. Thanks, Brianna. Have a great day, everyone. Gotta go for now. See you later, Moses. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, so bricks. I think I got enough detail in there. I'll probably change it a little bit when I go to inks. But I got enough detail in there to where it at least indicates what I want. And to be honest, I'm good. I'm good with drawing bricks right now. I think I'm done. I've been a good boy. I went in and filled up the part that I intended, and now I'm kind of sick of drawing bricks. Gotta know your limits, right? So, I don't know, maybe I should kind of stop it there. I know Peter said he was going to maybe continue. Maybe I'll keep it going. The thing I have to do is draw this little character here, and I don't even know what it is. And in the picture that I saw that I'm kind of like copying the idea from an old horror comic, it was like a little witch, and she was saying, you know, the intro to the comic or whatever, for a horror story. So I want to do kind of the same thing, but I don't know what I want there. Like, I was thinking maybe it could be one of the creatures' story. Out my sketchbook, and sorry, I'm trying to position the camera a little different here. Alright, let me get my sketchbook out where I have drawn those monsters. Maybe I can use one of those, or maybe I can create something new. Maybe just go with like a typical monster. It looks good as is. Thanks, dude. I'm staying. That was for Mo. Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Alright, so I want to make sure I get this stuff in the frame. I was thinking about doing her because she's a big part of the story, so it would be cool if she ends up doing the narration, but her face is too long, I think, for that little circle, so I'm probably not going to go with her. Let's see. Gotta make sure you guys are seeing what I'm showing you. There's this guy. There's this one, which this one actually wasn't, it was meant to be a different character, but it's probably just maybe going to be a random character. Actually, just had that thought, so that'll help me later. This guy's kind of cool. Oh, you're not seeing it, sorry. These people are kind of cool. I was thinking maybe this guy might work. Pointy head. Kraken. Slime ball. Then there's lizard brain. Do I have any other ones? I don't think I do. Sorry for the shakiness. Yeah, I don't know. It could just be like a creepy looking dude. I was thinking of doing a skeleton. Actually, it could be the main character. I hesitate to say that. Or it could be... I don't know, yo. That's not a bad idea, though. Kind of like a zombie character. Let's see what the comments are saying. If there's any. Oh, there's nothing. As good as is. Maya. What's up? Thanks for stopping in. Alright, let's see. So I want to make sure you guys can see. Hopefully that'll work. Alright, I actually did try to draw a little zombie character. I'm not necessarily great at zombies. But this will be good because there's one aspect to this specific story that I wanted to get in that I didn't know how to get in, and this is the way it's gonna work, I think. Hopefully I can do it. Because I want the main character of the whole overarching story to somehow, some way be in every single story. Even if it's just a little cameo, a little tiny thing. And I forgot that this is... And I didn't have any way for him to be in this story. So, this is a way I can do it. Alright. So it's going to be like a zombie character. Oh, low battery. Alright. Let me plug this guy into the computer and drain the batteries of the computer instead. So I don't know, this might shut off at some point. If it does, I'm sorry. But I got 20% battery. I'm going to hook it up to the computer, which should give it some juice. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright. Hopefully that's giving it some juice. It's hard to tell. Doo-doo-doo. Live streaming is fun. Alright, so I want to put a finger sticking out. But since he's a zombie, maybe I should just have his like zombie hand sticking out. You know how they kind of go ooh. But I kind of want, but I still have it kind of pointing. Know what I mean? It'll be like, alright, let me draw a hand correctly instead of just flubbing it like I often do. I'll try to draw a hand. I'm not saying I even can draw the hand correctly, but alright, already placing it incorrectly, although I did kind of like that gesture. Alright, let's see. Gotta make sure It's going to be kind of a rectangle. It's hard to say. Like, all right, so his shoulders will probably be about here. I gotta make sure I draw through, or else I'm not gonna get this right. Dang, we got a big truck over here. He's probably not supposed to be driving over here. And I wonder, well, I guess I should be doing this with the blue pencil. I don't know. See, that's the thing. The blue pencil doesn't erase very well. It does erase, but if I mess up, I mean, it doesn't matter because, alright, I'm gonna do it though, whatever. I guess I'll put the shoulders like right up here. I want to give enough room so that it makes sense that the arm is coming up this way. That's the tricky part right now for me. Okay. But then the face, it's probably okay if the face kind of juts out and down a little bit because he is a zombie in this. So he can be all like, there can be some disproportionate sections, I suppose. Or maybe this could go back a little bit. Proportion. And then this arm could come up a little bit more. Although it does seem kind of weird that a zombie would be narrating anything, because typically zombies don't talk, do they? I guess my zombie talks. Maybe he'll be some kind of hybrid zombie, something else. Test chat froze. How do they go, Marshall? The chat? So do you guys hear me now, or let me know? Or did the chat just freeze, or is it back now, or? It's going to be kind of a very exaggerated, cartoony version of this character. Cartoony slash zombie, I guess. Alright. Kinda. Alright. So that ear will go there. This is where the eyes are gonna go. I want to make sure it looks cool. Doo-doo-doo. He's gonna have kind of a bumpy nose situation going on. Doo-doo-doo. kind of indicating the hair here. Maybe I shouldn't make it that long, because then he looks a little more like another character of mine. Whoa! Crap, I probably broke the lid. Okay. Zombie sounds you made. Oh, yeah. How do they go? I don't know. How did they do it before? That's funny. Uh, don't make me self-conscious about my zombie sounds. No, I'm just joking. That's funny. Alright, so the eyes. One thing that is not fun is looking up reference to be able to draw zombies. So that I will not do. Because you basically have to look up dead people, and I'm not the type of person who likes to look at dead people, personally. So I just gotta kind of fake it. Just gotta kind of fake it. Nah, I mean. Do. I'm surprised Ed Bickford hasn't come in. He's probably busy. He likes to come and check these out, I know. Do. Zombies. Alright, let's get back to this hand. I'm actually liking how this is coming out, I think. I guess another good thing to look up for reference is like, and another thing that I wouldn't want to look up for reference is like people who, you know, are really strung out on drugs and stuff. I've seen those pictures. I don't like looking at them. Not a fan. But I'm good with, you know, fake zombie, like just like, you know, Walking Dead, watching The Walking Dead and stuff. Zombie. Maybe I'll make this eye like kind of squinty, like it's all messed up. Like a boxer, like if he got hit in the face too many times, you can barely see it. Zombie. Alright. Let's get this hand going. Try to do this right. I really need to do some practice with hands. As much as I like to think I can draw anything, I often have a hard time with hands, just like everybody else. And the only way to fix that is to draw a lot of hands. So I gotta do that. But it's a zombie, so I could screw it up and it'd be okay, right? I'm gonna try not to rely on that excuse. I like it. I like what's going on here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll try to show it closer. I might just stick with that for now and indicate that just indicates what I want now. And then I'll go in and when I pencil it, I'll kind of do better detail and stuff. No, he's his hand is popping out of the circle, and that's framing him. Like the circle is just a frame, pretty much, and but his hand is popping out and kind of pointing to the lizard brain logo, and he's going to be saying something like, "This is what I wrote: monsters may lurk around any corner, from the creatures in horror movies." Even to places in everyday life, so don't be surprised by the attack of the lizard brain. That's what I wrote as a placeholder. The words might change, but yeah, that's what's going on. I don't know what's up with Peter, if he's coming in, but I think I'm gonna end this. I think I've done a little while, and I don't know how the download's gonna go, so I want to see if I can get that going before everybody wakes up and everything. So yeah, Dee Dee, you hung in there for the whole thing. I really appreciate everybody hanging out, and I could flip the camera now. Yeah, so that's what I did. A little detail. Here's the rest of the page. It's very roughly sketched in there. I gotta really go in there and do more. But you can't seem to film yourself. Whoa. I'm drawing right now, so end your video. I'll keep you posted. Cool, man. Thanks. Like I said, it's so random that I can do these. Next week I might have some time to do some because I'm gonna have a little extra time. We'll see. So I'll hit you up when I think I can do it next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys all rock. If you want to find any of my stuff, marshmakesart.com. I'm marshmakesart everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Patreon, Snapchat, all that fun stuff. So connect with me anywhere, and thank you again. You guys are really awesome. I really appreciate you hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you on whatever next thing I do. Later.